Hi beauties, it's Nitika Chopra here. I'm here with the coolest woman on earth. I am so excited. I am here with my hero in wellness, I have to say, Kris Carr. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thanks for having me, honey. It's such an honor for me, too.
I just have been following you forever. For those of you who don't know that I am mildly obsessed with Kris Carr, she's amazing. She's a New York Times bestselling author. She's also hung out with one of my favorite people, Oprah, from time to time on Super Soul Sunday and on the Oprah Winfrey Show, as well as Dr. Oz. She's been on countless outlets, and her blog is really a global brand, which I have been following for so long. I have all of her books. I'm like staring at them on my coffee table right now. They're always out, so I'm reminded of amazingness that is Kris Carr. Yes, I'm totally nerding out right now. It's totally fine.
Whenever I feel blue, I know who to call.
Yeah, totally. So I am super excited to talk to you today because I know that the beauties that watch Bella TV and are always tuning into the website are really entrepreneurially inclined, but they also know that healing is the cornerstone to that success. So
Yes.
you are like the pinnacle of the person that they need to be talking to right now because they really can learn so much from you. And I am so excited to learn more about the ins and outs of your business. So
Awesome.
today I'm talking to you specifically about your brand and how you really became the Kris Carr global brand that you are. And one of the things I want to talk to you about first is really what I see as the foundation for my brand, but I'm constantly still learning, which is acceptance and vulnerability. I'm just going to amen for that.
God.
I know.
Oh, yeah. It's the best place to start.
I know. It's such a good place to start because I think it actually goes against what people would think is like the cornerstone for all of business. It's like the opposite of what you think business would be. But if you read anything on your website, you can see that it is exactly what you are rooted in. So can you walk me through that journey a little bit about what that looks like to have acceptance and vulnerability in your business and how that kind of came out?
Yeah. Well, I think that literally my business is about serving and loving people and helping them. That's what I do for a living. And I don't know that I would be a trusted person in someone's life, friend, mentor, inspiration, if I didn't come from a place of compassion, kindness, being brave enough to show my own vulnerabilities and my own faults, and go on this journey with people. I'm a cancer patient first and foremost. Yes, I'm a wellness advocate. Yes, I'm an animal rights activist. Yes, I've created a global brand and I teach people about prevention, and I get to do a lot of phenomenal things. But at the root of what I do is, heal or heal thyself. And so coming from a place of love and softness and kindness and just gratitude for the people who are in my life, mostly in a business sense, my readers and customers, I think that creates a level of trust. And, I'm not in it for just this quick fix or just, one book or one product. I'm in this to help people for a lifetime. And so I think we all have to think about how we can create the best relationships, and the true strength comes from being courageous enough, as I said earlier, to show your vulnerability and show that you care about people, and it's cool to care.
Seriously, that's a tweetable, as our friend Marie Forleo would say. That's a tweetable. It's totally cool to care. I agree. And, before you were doing this, you were in the entertainment industry, which you are in some ways because you're just so cool. But, it's not quite exactly the same. But you were in the entertainment industry, which I've also been a part of that industry and still am in so many ways. And it's a very different animal than being accepting and, vulnerable and all of that. So were you nervous about making the switch? Because I know a lot of our beauties out there have that conversation. They're either in a 9-to-5 job or they're writing a book that they realize halfway through they hate, or, the career switch thing is really a big conversation, I feel like. Don't you think?
Yeah, and I think probably many of your readers, like my readers, all of you wonderful people out there, when you get inspired by somebody that you visit their blog, you listen to them, you watch them on a TV show or whatever, you start to feel like, well, maybe I could change my life too. Especially, with someone like you, a wonderful example of putting your journey out there, and then these folks come out of their shells. And that's ultimately the most exciting email that I can ever read, is somebody who said, it started like this, shit wasn't good, I found you, shit got better. And then I transformed my life. And it didn't stop there. I brought it into my workspace. Because truthfully, we spend the vast majority of our waking hours working for the most part, right? So how can we make that experience exciting and inspiring? And how can we make our work experience fill us up as opposed to draining us? And coming from my acting career, I think everything in acting prepared me for being on this stage. And truthfully, if I look back, the roles that I loved the most and the roles that I booked were the roles where I put my heart into it. I put myself into it. I was able to, expose parts of my personality that infuse life into those characters. And I didn't come to my own business with any plans. I didn't even think I was creating a business.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I was clueless. I had no idea what I was doing in the beginning. But I learned over time, and I'm still learning and growing, and that's also very inspiring because there's no there. I think, oftentimes we think like when I arrive to at this point, then it'll all be figured out.
Yeah.
Right? And oftentimes when you arrive there, especially in the digital age, it's all new anyway. It's like, oh.
Seriously, we're all constantly learning, especially, as you said, especially in the digital age. And you were saying before about how, we're constantly working, and that really is the thing we spend the most time on. And so in regards to that, one of the things that I talk a lot about is boundaries.
Ooh, I love boundaries.
I know, I get chills. I literally get chills. I love this word. And I feel like I could be better about boundaries in certain areas of my life, but in my business, I am like a ninja. I am just like, I am not, because I'm like you, and I don't know if this is where it comes from for you, so tell me, but for me, my body, I always say, is my biggest teacher. Yeah. So, if I'm doing an interview or I'm doing a conversation or anything, I'm writing a blog post and I don't want to do it, my immune system goes down the drain. And it's like, really, Nitika? Really? You're going to try to do this to us again? No thanks. You're going to be in bed for a week. You know what I mean? And that's literally what happens. So I'm sure it has to be similar to you. So can you talk to us a little bit about boundaries and how they kind of play a role in your business and your life?
Yeah, well, it's such a great question. And, I think you and I are very similar because the same thing happens for me. And, my immune system is something I have to be so cautious about. And I have the same dread that will come over me that can actually create illness in my day-to-day life. Or I get really stubborn and very obstinate. I'm like, I'm not doing it. Nothing can make me do it. And that's when I know it's just not right for me. Why did I say yes? And I think over time you learn, especially when more opportunities come your way, you learn which ones are the valuable ones and which ones can ultimately just be draining. And I think the trick is to see the universe as an abundant place. I think what happens is we get caught up and we think we should say yes to everything because we might miss opportunities. Mm-hmm. Opportunities come just like the next train right behind you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I certainly could just speak from my own experience. When I overwhelm myself and push myself too hard, I don't necessarily get any further, but I do get really tired. And then that creates a chain reaction of complications in my life, be it health or being fried, and then I can't write that next blog post, or I have no juice left for the next book, whatever it is. Yeah. So like you said, balance is, for me, it's all about managing the energy and really looking at the opportunities in my life. And here's another thing. I wrote about this, and then there's a section about this in the Spotlight Crash Course, which is really looking at these things that are on your plate and identifying which ones are shiny objects and which ones are true, nurturing opportunities for yourself, personally, spiritually, financially, and your business.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that helps you with boundaries too. You can tell which ones are going to get you forward.
Absolutely. And the thing that I hear underneath this conversation is that where there's an opportunity to really align yourself with your truth, like the opposite of that is fear.
Yeah.
And like it is just a fear that if I don't do this thing and for me it comes up a lot with like video shoots. Like I actually love to shoot. I love being in front of the camera. So like it's very easy for me to always want to just say yes to every shoot that comes up. But like I don't really want to go to like bumblefuck wherever and like travel with, all my crap and like I have to do all my own stuff and like it's so stressful and getting there is such a big deal. They want me to shoot at 3 a.m. or some crap like that. I mean, there's some crazy stuff out there. And I'm like, okay, this is not a yes. This is a no, but there's a fear. So that's something I would love to talk to you about because to me, I see Kris Carr and I see Fearless. And it is so easy for all of us out here to look at you and see what you've done and just assume that like you must have an army with you and you just never get scared and you can just do anything. But I need to know, what are some of your fears and like, do you have them?
Of course, of course. I think just to your point about, being fearful and certainly sometimes being afraid to turn things down. Like I said a minute ago, the universe is very abundant. And the truth is that the world has already opted into you. The world has said yes. And it's not just you, it's everybody out there listening. They've said yes, and oftentimes it's us who get in the way. We might not necessarily see that everybody is embracing you and ready for you and they're ready for you to succeed right now. And so to the point of if there's a day when you're tired and you don't feel like dealing with people at 3 a.m. and doing your own hair and all that stuff, it's okay. You know what I mean? You haven't missed out. You will not lose this opportunity. And I think that that's ultimately the same place that I go to myself. So when I think about fear, I could be fearful that the next book that I sold won't do well, and will my new publishers, regret giving me the advance that they gave me, or I could fear that this product that I'm putting out really isn't totally on middle center brand, and will everybody be thinking, why isn't this a juice cleanse? And the more I let myself go to those places, the more I just operate from a place of scarcity and lack. And I make myself small as opposed to saying, you have every right and freedom and ability to bring all of yourself to the table at every moment of your life. So if in 1 minute what I'm bringing to the table is I'm tired, I'm not able to do this, no problem. If another minute I'm saying this is a new thing that I'm creating, come on the journey with me, fantastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just coming from a place of limitlessness as opposed to getting small and contracting.
Yeah, I love, love, love that. And one of the things for me with fears is that I really can't get through most of my fears without having somebody to walk me through them. That's just kind of how I am. My cathartic process is just to call someone, and my friends always say I am like the master at figuring out I'm about to go down the hole. So I'm going to call someone, help me, and I just nail it right away. And I am such a huge believer that community is such a huge part of this process. In life, I think it's a huge thing, but especially when you're building a business, I think that people need community. And one of the things that you're working with right now is your Spotlight Crash Course.
Yeah.
And I am so thrilled, first of all, because I want to do the course, and I'm so excited to see how you get shit done. I am so excited to see that. But one of the things about your course is that it really is a community of experts. I mean, editors and publishers and agents and people that are really influencers in this world that people would just, kill to be a part of. And let's face it, if you're not in New York City going to Soho House or whatever, Ignite every 5 seconds or whatever it is, it's hard to get in front of these people. Not everybody has, just travel alone makes it so expensive to make that happen. So it's incredible that you're bringing this to our computers and our living rooms and all of that. We can just sit in the comfort of our own home. And I just wanted to know, like, how does community really play a role in your life, especially with this course?
Yeah, well, thank you for everything you said, first and foremost. I think the course came out of a need from my readers. And like I said in the beginning, it starts one place and then people get turned on and then they want to change their lives and then they go, holy cow, I got something inside of me I want to share, especially people who have a personal story or, a
Yes.
message, or they're on a mission in some way to make this world a better place.
Mm-hmm.
And then, about a couple of years ago, I started to get emails from people saying, I know you could teach me all about cleansing, and I definitely feel spiritually tuned up when I tune into you, but I'm wondering how the hell you did all this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then over time it was like, well, enough people have asked me, and the truth is that I love supporting my friends in business.
Mm.
I love brainstorming, I love masterminding, I love coaching people on their launches, I love helping create book campaigns. It's like a passion of mine that I didn't know I would have until
Yes.
I started to become successful, and I got such a kick out of it.
Yeah.
Um, so to your point about community, I don't think I could have gotten where I am today without the support of many people, including my readers and all of my mentors and the people that I work with,
Mm-hmm.
that are in my business life on a regular basis, whether it's my publicist or my editor or my agents. Those are the folks that I turn to when I
Yeah.
say, I'm not sure if I should take this thing, or I'm not sure how to make this decision, or I have this idea for a new thing. What do you think about this? And yeah, to your point, I think the more you network with people and the more you create like-minded allies,
Yeah.
and the more you're willing to ask for help when you need it, the further you'll get.
Yes. I'm a huge advocate of help.
Yeah,
I just
help.
think help. It just makes such a big difference. And one of the things I have to say for me personally that concerns me always about doing virtual programs is that I am such a hands-on person. Like, I need to feel the love. I need to feel at all times. So I just feel that, I get nervous. I get nervous to do a virtual program where I feel like, oh my God, I'm going to get lost at sea. I'm not going to know. Like, I'm not going to feel what I need to feel in order to move forward, right? So I really want to know, because I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. I really want you to tell us why that this program is so not like that, and that I won't get lost at sea.
Well, one thing is that you can hear my voice.
Oh.
So I recorded all of the sessions,
Yeah.
and I worked really, really hard to bring some very, very big people to you, whether it's the CEO of Hay House, or it's a speaking coach, or my speaking agent, or like my friend is one of the former producers from Oprah. And so you get to hear from all those people,
Wow.
but you hear me sort of, I will guide you at any level that you're at, because when I'm creating a product, I'm thinking about the pro, and I'm also thinking about the newbie who's terrified.
Yes. I get that in your voice when you speak, for sure.
That's awesome. And I work really hard at that, because I never forget that I'm still a newbie and I am a pro. I'm both of those things at all times.
Yeah.
And so my voice is there to anchor you, but also because I come from the same place, I also love, I'm kind of probably more of a hermit than you are. I like doing virtual programs. I love being in my pajamas with my headsets in my little world, thinking shit with my, animals near me. Um, but I know what it's like when you're starting something, and perhaps it does feel overwhelming. So I created some very specific workbooks and tip sheets that guide you through the process even more, that'll help you with the material, help you work the material so that you can actually be successful. And the truth is that people who are starting their businesses right now, for example, or they're starting their speaking career, they want to write their first book, or they would love to be on your show, if you learn this information now, you will be so set up for when that happens. And I think sometimes what I see is folks say, well, when I'm ready, I'll do this. Or when I'm further along, that's when I will take, like B school, for example.
Yes.
But that's such a backwards way to think about it. in that you want to set yourself up for success, because every action that you take right now gets you one step closer or one step further away.
Yeah, and I also feel that the more you do these things and just like kind of dive in and allow yourself to explore, the more, while you're taking the course, you might go in thinking that you want to write your first book, but realize, oh no, I need a web platform. I need to work actually on something totally different. So I think that's awesome. And while we're almost out of time today, I could talk to you for years.
I know. I think we're going to have to do this on a regular basis.
Yeah, no problem. I will email your assistant and get it in the calendar. The last thing I really want to know, because I'm clearly such a Kris Carr nerd, and you're such a hero of mine in so many ways, and not just in business, but also in wellness, and just your message I just love so much, and I'm so thrilled that you're going to be teaching so many of us out there what's been going on for you behind the scenes and giving us all your resources. But I really want to know, like, is there anybody out there that you totally geek out about in terms of, like, your hero type person?
Here's the thing. Like, you probably wouldn't know any of the people that I geek out about. And I'm so geeky. I'm, like, my husband, like, the other day... Okay, how do I answer this question? Yes, there are a lot of people that inspire me, but the truth is that you inspire me. It's like I think that anybody out there who is putting their ass on the line and trying to help people, and like you said at the top, willing to be vulnerable and willing to be seen so that somebody else gives themselves permission to be seen, those are the type of people that completely light me up. And you'd be surprised. It's like... I get starstruck all the time. Somebody will comment on my blog and I will literally shit my pants. And my husband will go, this person's just an author like you. You've kind of sold a lot more books. And I'm like, a published author spoke to me. Many of my mentors are the people that I like cry over and lose my mind about. They're out doing animal rescues, and they're on the front lines of making animals' lives a lot better, and or cancer patients' lives a lot better. And those are the two super sweet, get the tissue box, soft spots in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it just comes back to the fact that this world needs some help, and the more light workers that we can create and support and celebrate, the better.
Yes. Well, I love that. And again, I can't thank you enough for creating the Spotlight Crash Course, because I really think it's going to help millions of people out there. I really think millions are going to be tuning in, and it's going to be incredible. And I'm so thrilled, really, for the people out there who are watching today that get to see that they get to be a part of your world in this way. I think it's going to be awesome.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting me into your world. I'm totally excited.
Oh my God. Once a week. Just saying.
Done.
Okay. Thanks so much, sweetheart. Kris, you're amazing. And I can't wait to see you soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, beauties.